Good day or evening. I hope all is well with you. Welcome to Filling Your Soul, living with meaning and purpose through the wisdom of the Kabbalah. Today's topic is on getting it right. Funny, I'm bringing up this topic around the Hebrew month of Elul, which is the time to look inward to make things right with our Creator and those we need to seek or give forgiveness as we move towards the high holidays. This includes recognizing our Creator as the King of the universe and having the privilege and ability to make things right by returning to God. And as Rabbi and physician Akiva Tatz stated in a lecture on this topic, it can be returning also to a more pristine state before we were born. This is a meaningful accomplishment in and of itself. Keeping in sync with the concept of getting it right in the area of living with meaning and purpose, do you ever feel frustrated in your efforts to find what's meaningful to you or to continue on the path you have chosen when the passion may wane? Sometimes do you give up when the going gets rough and you think it's not worth the effort? Have you checked in to see if something sparks your inner desire and enthusiasm to find your calling, even if it may shift in times in your life? How can all of us make sense of this? As Marty Goodman so wisely puts it in episode 26 of this podcast program, stay the course. My mother and father of blessed memory partnered in their women's clothing manufacturing business. It just occurs to me as I write this how entrepreneurial they were. It became an entire family endeavor that was woven with kinship and love. It was all about learning a good work ethic and getting it right. The precision of putting one's efforts out there was displayed by my father, as I would observe him laying out the fabric layer upon layer, placing down the patterns he had made, and then with his power cutting tool carefully cutting around each part of the garment he had first traced around the pattern. My mother's part was to manage and oversee the sewing end of the process. Her experience went back when she was a young woman in Europe making suits for men. She also did the sewing along with the majority of the female employees. It was her responsibility to rip out all the mistakes these women had made and correct them. It took great effort and patience to deal with this on a regular basis. And this is how I view the concept of what we can do to get it right. If our intentions are to work from our desire to discover what is meaningful and gives purpose, in order to realize our life's calling. For my parents, their meaning and purpose was to support their family and utilize the gifts they had been blessed with by working with precision as they manufactured beautiful and affordable clothing to allow women to enjoy and feel elegant in classic skirts and dresses. What gifts and strengths were you given that support your hopes for meaning? Are your desires ever thwarted? It takes not only persistence and hard work, but courage and faith to press through, knowing that we are not alone in our endeavors, but guided and supported by our Father in heaven. Many of us have experienced backsliding, so to stick with our vision, what can we do to find solutions and possibilities? As once we have a vision, we can set upon a path with hope and faith that we can make a difference for others. We can work from where we are and then continue to practice again and again until we get it right. According to the Kabbalah, the Sephira or divine channel of Gevurah represents strength, discipline, and setting boundaries that allow us to stay focused and determined to complete our work and be able to observe the fruition of our efforts. The great Moses Maimonides, known as the Rambam, a Torah scholar and physician, advised not to be extreme in our actions and characteristics, except when it pertains to arrogance and anger, which is another topic of discussion. So, it is best to blend in a little of the Sephira, chesed or kindness, with the Gevurah or discipline. The two together in the right proportions become the Sephira of Tiferes, representing harmony, balance, and beauty. This allows us to enjoy, endure, and achieve. So either extreme will not work well, being too easy on ourselves or being too harsh. Don't give up the things you love to do. They are nurturing, and we need to care for our inner child in order to thrive. Just the right blend will keep us on track to get it right. Here are a few tips you may find helpful. 1. Schedule in your calendar times to engage in your work as you learn, apply what you've learned, and practice your skill set. 2. Schedule in pleasurable things you love to do before or after your project, or both before and after if that works for you. Fun things like chatting or taking a walk with a friend, practicing a musical instrument, drawing or painting a picture, watching or participating in a sporting activity, playing word games, baking, cooking. 3. Acknowledge the progress you have made and give yourself applause and reward yourself for the work and growth. To sum up, getting it right means staying on track without being held back by fear of hard work, doubting our capabilities, or unrealistic perfectionistic standards that may stop us from moving on steadily as we progress. In episode 36 of this podcast program, I spoke about having to do things real bad before getting real good. Getting it right means developing our God-given gifts and talents. Just as we may water, feed, and nurture our plants, we can do the same to build up ourselves to the point that we can improve our craft and our potential. As we are ever improving, we may even consider our work more like play as we grow strong within our faith, reach inward, connecting to our godly essence, and reach out to others for knowledge and support to move toward getting it right as we live with meaning and purpose. If you would like information on other topics, I welcome you to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and for my free gift, go to livingwithmeaningandpurpose.com/gift. God willing, until we meet again, wishing you health, happiness, success, and blessings.